Hey there, folks. Thanks for stopping by. Today I wanted to talk about this Smart Comp 2 by Sonible. Hey there, folks. Thanks for stopping by. Today I want to talk about Sonible Smart Comp 2. Now, this is part of their Smart series. They have the Smart EQ, the Smart Reverb, the Smart Limiter. And honestly, I had originally passed up on this, but this version came out and I started playing with this one. Could not pass it up, and it has very quickly become my go-to compressor. Even without the AI stuff, it is very customizable, very capable. And the AI stuff, I think, is a great starting point. When you do use it, just kind of take what it is and then tweak it from there. But it does unlock some features down here and on the side, and we'll talk about those in a little bit. But first, let's take a look at the interface. I mean, it has everything we're used to in a compressor: attack, release, ratio, threshold. As you play with these settings, you can see what they're doing on screen. You can see how they're affecting things. We even have this little slider down here which will affect our knee, and you can see as I move it, it kind of smooths out that line to give us our soft knee. We've got these extra settings for attack and release. We can play with our hold. We can even play with the shape of the attack. We can do the same thing on the release. So it's very, very versatile. You can get really, really in there. Let's reset it. You also see this on the left, which is this transfer function. And you can kind of use it to mess with how it's going to take the incoming audio, even stuff that's below the threshold, and get a little bit of like expansion out of it. You'll see the lines moving on the left, kind of letting us know how things are going to be shifted around. And it's great for kind of bringing out some mid-level detail in our audio before even hitting the compressor, so we don't have to slam it to pull up that bottom. We can kind of just play with this here, bring that bottom up a little bit, and then just play with that compressor to really just clean up the top of those peaks. Now, we don't have any presets, by the way. You have to create those yourself, but it does have all these little profiles over here. So right now I've got this on my mix bus. I'm gonna go ahead and hit this learn button and play some audio. Oh, had a little bit of an error there. Let's try it again. All right, there we go. So Pro Tools was Pro Toolsing on me. So we'll try this one more time. We'll play this loud section. So you can see it's taken what it listened to, come up with some, some settings that it thinks is appropriate. But some of the cool stuff is it's turned on this spectral compression section down here, which is kind of like a frequency dependent compression. We have these sliders over on the right side. We can tell it what it is that we want to focus on frequency wise. This style, you can see it has got clean and dirty, depending on how we want that compression to sound. Do we want it to be dark? Do we want it to be bright? And this just how much of that spectral compression is happening. And this spectral link, as you can see here, with 0, we are getting full broadband compression. So if I were to focus on just this range here and turn this up and really slam these frequency ranges, we would still be getting compression on the rest of this. If I turn this up, we're not getting any compression outside of that frequency range. So that's really neat, especially in some sidechain situations. And we also have this input writing section that's opened up, which will help push your audio into your threshold area. Maybe sometimes it's just a little bit low, but you want to kind of grab some of those slightly almost there peaks. You can use this to try and help get you in there. We'll turn it on. For those of you that use, for example, Vocal Rider by Waves, this is kind of the same concept. Again, the interface is great. It's showing us so much information. You can see these little green sections here, which is kind of taking it and pushing it just a little bit more to kind of grab that level. and listen to it.
Like you, I think I like you, like you. I think I like you, like you.
And we can see just what it is that's happening to our compressor.
Think about me, think about me.
So overall, it's a super smooth, super awesome compressor, whether you're new or you've been at this for ages and you just want something more detailed, or like I said, if you're new and you want something that's gonna visually let you see what it is that you're listening for and you're trying to figure out in those early stages what a compressor is really doing. Now, this sidechain function, well, this spectral link function, especially great with sidechaining. I've got this one on a bass. Let's go ahead and have it listen to it. Let's take this kick, send it out to a bus. We'll turn that all the way up. There we go. We'll turn that on here. So now with this spectral link, what I can do is focus on just the low frequencies so that my kick moves the low end of the bass out of the way, but lets the rest of it breathe. Bring this down a little bit more. So it's just really neat for that kind of thing. Makes it super helpful for just getting things out of the way without that pumping feeling that we sometimes get. And overall, it's just a great compressor. I've even got it on the drums in this mix. And this is, I actually just left it alone. I let it listen to it, and I haven't played with it since. But just the settings that it usually starts at are pretty good. I'm a little iffy sometimes on letting AI take care of too much of the mixing. I think sometimes, it doesn't really have everything in the right place, but this one, I have to admit, has been wowing me every time I use it. Every time I turn it on, or whatever I throw it on, it seems to just work. Even obviously, if I'm tweaking it manually, then it's up to me, but if I use those smart settings, it just seems to work very fluidly. The spectral link and the spectral compression overall are just great additions, and I'm loving the input writing, especially on vocals, dynamic singers. It's been great. You guys check it out yourself. Sonible Smart Comp 2, and thanks for hanging out.